Yes, folks, welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. You know why we're here. It is starting 11 prediction time for tomorrow's clash against Shakhtar Donetsk in the Champions League. It's the final home Champions League match of this group stage, and it's a must-win for Celtic if they're to stand any chance of staying in Europe beyond Christmas. Obviously, we've had 4 group games so far, 3 defeats and 1 draw. That draw did come in Warsaw against Shakhtar Donetsk, and this is the game that you would expect Celtic to be favourites to win out of all the group stage games. We were the pot 4 team, Shakhtar were the pot 3 team. This is the home fixture against them, so we've got to go into it, put in a good performance, and hopefully if we can replicate even some of the performances from this Champions League group stage already, but put away the chances when they come along, then we can win the game. There's a lot of history coming into this game. We've faced Shakhtar twice in previous Champions League seasons, 2004-05 and in 2007-08. We won both home fixtures against them in those group stages. Shakhtar have never won a Champions League game coming to play any team in Britain, but Celtic are currently on a 7-game home losing streak in the Champions League group stages. If we lose tomorrow, that would set a new Champions League record of 8 home defeats on the spin. That is not the kind of record we want, and I think for this Celtic team, for all we've put in some credible performances and spells in each of those games so far, I think 3 points would do everyone the world of good, not just because it keeps us alive going into that last game in Madrid at the Bernabeu, but because of the confidence it would breed for the squad. It'd be nice for the supporters to get a win at home in the Champions League, of course it would, but it'd be massive for Ange Postecoglou and for the players just to get that sense of belief that they can win a game at this level. And then regardless of what happens in match day 6, whether we end up finishing bottom or not, we've got 3 points from the board. There's a decent financial incentive for the club as well. I think it's more than £1 million if you can get 3 points. But as I say, the most important thing is about the players getting the belief and the confidence that they can win football matches at this level, and hopefully taking that forward next season if we can make the group stages again. Ange talked before the campaign began about incremental steps and building year on year, trying to become a Champions League group stage team year in and year out. And to do that, I think getting a win tomorrow would be a big step forward, a big marker of progress, as I say, that we can hopefully build on in seasons to come. The game at the weekend was massive for us. The team showed unbelievable spirit to come back and win that game. Those games at Tynecastle can always be a battle. It was that on Saturday. The game went both ways. At times we took the lead. Hearts went 2-1 up. We went 3-2 up. Then it was level again, but we found a way through Greg Taylor's late strike to win it, and that was the main thing. And then later in the day, Rangers dropped points and we extend the lead to 4 at the top of the table. That just goes to show the character of this team to win that game, come through the adversity they had to with the VAR decisions in the first half, and still find a way to come out of there with 3 points and then extend the lead. Those are the sorts of games we'll look back on at the end of the season. Hopefully, if we've won the title, and say that they were pivotal in helping us do that. So let's get to the team for tomorrow against Shakhtar. I expect Joe Hart to be in goals. Some murmurs again about his form, conceding 3 goals at the weekend. I can't say that he was particularly at fault for any of the goals, and I don't think there's any question that he'll start in between the sticks tomorrow. Ralston played on Saturday there at Tynecastle. I think he did well in the game, scored a good goal, to be fair to him, a diving header for a free kick that should have stood. He set up James Forrest's opener as well, so I think it was a decent showing from Anthony Ralston, but I think that the fact that Juranovic was rested tells you that he'll come back in. I expect the centre-half pairing to be Carter Vickers and Jens again. Starfelt back in training today, but Ange confirmed it's too soon for him. You wouldn't expect him to play in this game. He's been out since the 3rd of September. That game against Rangers, I think that he picked up the injury in the 4-0 victory. So that's a long time not to have played. Only just back in training. So Jens will partner Carter Vickers. Taylor will play at left back. Bernabeu started at the weekend. I think Taylor came on, obviously got the winner. Great scenes at the end as well, with the celebrations. I think Taylor deserves his spot in these games. Bernabeu has impressed in spells in the few starts that he's had, but I think he struggled at the weekend, and I think that can happen to any player. Going to Tynecastle, when you've only played 2 or 3 games for Celtic, going to Tynecastle can always be tough. And I think it caught him on the hop a wee bit on Saturday, but I expect him to come back strong. But there's no doubt Taylor will start in that position tomorrow. In midfield, I think Matt O'Reilly will start in that deeper position again. I'm not convinced we're getting the best out of him in that position. I know he's a technical player, technical level so high, lovely footballer, been brilliant since he arrived at the club, but I just don't think it's getting the best out of him. I don't think it's really natural for him. I think the game passed him by a little bit on Saturday. At times he was getting crowded out when Hearts were trying to press as high up the pitch in the first half. It doesn't come as naturally to him as it does to Callum McGregor. And listen, I know Callum McGregor's been playing in that position for a long time, probably much longer than Matt O'Reilly has, but I do think he'll play in that position tomorrow, because we know Ange likes to have a technically sound player in there, and I think it will be Matt O'Reilly, but I think he's much more effective and it naturally suits him playing further up the pitch, but he is deputising for McGregor in that position just now. I think we'll see Aaron Moy start again alongside Rio Hatate. I think Moy was actually good at the weekend. He seems to be split an opinion. I think the initial thought when you watch Aaron Moy is that he's slow across the ground, but he's a really intelligent footballer. His range of passing is really good. He obviously missed that glaring chance. I think it was actually at 2-1 in the game, but then he swings in the cross for Yakimakis to equalise, and he hits the shot that Maeda gets the rebound for 3-2. I think he was involved a lot on Saturday, Aaron Moy. Done some good defensive work as well, and I think right now you can't take him out of the team based on his form in the last few games. The only question mark for me would be, is he going to tire as the game gets towards 50, 60 minutes? Because we know the intensity of these Champions League games is very different to domestic games. So it'll be interesting to see how he fares if he does start, but I think he will. And I think Hatate is an absolute stick on as well. In terms of the front three, Forrest started on the right-hand side at the weekend, got another goal. That's 101 for him. I think Abada will get the nod in this game. I think it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out tomorrow, because we talked a lot about transition in that game in Warsaw beforehand, and it turned out that we dominated it. It was almost like a domestic game for long spells where we had the majority of the ball, and it was up to us to go and probe and try and create chances. Whether that will be the case tomorrow, we're now the home team. I think Shakhtar will be the team looking to hit us on the counter, with the likes of Mudryk going forward, who we know is a really dangerous player. Got the goal for them in Warsaw. We know they're sharp and they're quick in transition, so we'll need to be wary of that. But I think you see it all the time with this Celtic team, that even domestically, when we have long spells of dominance, long spells of possession, it's when the opposition comes out and loses the ball up the pitch that we can really hurt them when we go on the counter-attack. So I think that can be a weapon for us tomorrow. I think Abada can be key in that. And listen, let's hope he's able to tap into that knack of being in the right place at the right time to grab a goal as well. On the left-hand side, Haksabanovic came on late at the weekend. I think he'll start on the left-hand side, and Yakimakis played the whole game on Saturday. He put himself around. He got a really, really vital goal. It was a great header for the corner. As I say, Moy swung it in, gets himself free, guides it into the far corner. Typical Yakimakis goal, if you like. But I think the fact that Kyogo didn't take any part in the game on Saturday tells you that he will start through the middle tomorrow. So there you go. That's the team I think Ange Postecoglou will pick for Celtic tomorrow. Like this video, comment with your own thoughts on the team below. Who do you think will start? How many changes do you think there'll be to the team that faced Hearts at the weekend? And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back tomorrow outside Celtic Park with all of the full-time reaction as usual, and wherever you're watching the game around the world tomorrow, enjoy it. Cheers.